Hello, hello, everybody. It is, hey, how are you? It's Dr. Shirley Davis. If you are here and excited about today being Friday, but excited to be here because you are also celebrating something special, put it in the chat box. I want to see who's here today. I'm on a number of different platforms. So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, I'm streaming live. So I just want to know who's in the house. Put it in the comments, send it to me in chat. Excited to see you all. So thrilled that not only is today the day I'm celebrating the 1-year anniversary of my great, impactful, life transforming book, but I am also so thrilled that we have surpassed and been able to survive the hurricane. So I hope that everybody is okay. I hope that we had a number of people who hunkered down and got out of harm's way. I know that there's been some major devastation with my friends down in South Florida. But I just wanted to thank all of you for your prayers, for your support. Thank you for just reaching out. Thank you for the text, the emails, and just wanting to know we're okay. Yes, I'm in Tampa Bay. And yes, look, this is my happy place. I love being by the ocean, being on the Gulf, being just 5 minutes from the beach. But I hunkered down and got out of harm's way. And I'm so grateful to have made it back in time. I was in San Diego earlier this week and then heard the evacuation mandates and was able to get back in time enough before they closed the Tampa Bay airport at 5 o'clock. I got in a few hours ahead of that and was able to get home and get everything in order. So I just want to thank all of you for being here. Thanks so much. I'm excited to see you. Hey, look, tell me where you're calling in from. I'm excited to see so many of you. I see some from Baltimore. Yes. I see someone else. Oh, congratulations for Toastmasters. Love it. Oh, Matt, good to see you, Matt. It's great to be connected with you. Matt is one that I met when I was at a conference, and he happens to be in San Diego too. So he introduced me to, look, some of y'all don't know this, I'm a dog mom, and I have 2 beautiful Maltipoo, and he was selling me on this high-end dog food that creates a great healthy lifestyle for them. So I'm giving out a shout out to you, Matt, Royal Canin, and I have got that now, and they are loving it. So thank you all. I see someone calling in from Colorado, Fort Washington, Maryland. I see someone else coming in from San Antonio. Hey, Dominique, good to see you as well. Great to have all of you here. Look, thank you again for not only being here today, but Atlanta, good to see you, Suzanne. Good to see you, Anisha, Dominique. Great to see you. Wonderful to see all of you. I got a couple of LinkedIn friends. Fonda, hey, how are you? Yes, how you doing, Tommy? Good to see you too. Rosanna from Brazil. Wow, love you guys. Someone from Saudi Arabia. Naif, wonderful to see you. Wow, I'm loving having my connections. Because look, one of the things I talked about in the book, and I'll get there too, is a whole chapter I put on relationships are the new currency. So I'm just going to I'm a flow today because I'm excited. I'm celebrating the fact that not only has the book been such a wonderful and transformative just resource for so many people, but it's also been something that companies all over the country and around the world have had me keynoting on, and I'm so thrilled about it. But one of those chapters is called Relationships Are the New Currency. And what I mean by that is we meet great people all over the world. And look, I believe that we have something in common with every single person that we come in contact with. Look, it's the 3-foot rule. If I come in contact with you and you come in contact with me within 3 feet, there is something that you have to give to me that's going to transform, encourage me, urge me, support me in some way, or is something that I have that will be a blessing to you. So always don't take for granted the fact that you have people come across your path and have those conversations, because you will learn something from them, or you may walk away with a gem and a jewel that will help you go to a whole nother level. So thank you for your relationships that are here. I've also got someone else calling in from Atlanta. Good to see you from Atlanta. I see Houston. Thank you all again for being here. So look, let me just give you a quick recap. First of all, thank you for getting the book. I'm so excited about this book, Living Beyond What If, Release the Limits and Realize Your Dreams. This book was such a labor of love for me, but it was such labor, right? Because It required that I went through a lot of things in my life. It required that I had to shift my mindset, and I had to get out of my own way. And in order to be able to write the book, I had to go through the journey. I had to get the success under my belt, and I had to have long-term sustainable success in order for me to be able to share with you how, if you're facing some of those same things, and everybody does at some point, you either just came out of a trial and a test, you're in one now, or you're on your way to one. But look, there is a way, there's a mindset, there's a shift on how we can, not yet, I'm gonna have that come up in just a second, but there's a shift in how we have to embrace some of these challenges and shifts, right? We've been going through major disruption over the last couple of years. And I was in the middle of writing this book when the pandemic hit. And it really did test me to see, was I really able to release my limits, my self-imposed limitations, those disempowering what if questions that we ask ourselves all the time. Look, I want to ask you, how many of you did get a chance to read the book? And how many of you would say that there were some nuggets in that book that really helped you? Because we got a couple of people that we're going to have share with us some testimonials of what the book has meant for them and how timely it was, how relevant it was, how impactful it was. And I want to hear some of those successes from you as well. I've got so many people who have reached out, whether it's been on Amazon reviews or on my social media or in live and in person or just a text and a call. Look, I even had somebody call me and say, look, Dr. Davis, I read your book. I was on a plane and I had a long flight. I read the entire book. It changed my life. How can I send you a donation? What? So not only did they write the book, but they sent me a donation. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's wonderful. She said, I believe in giving back to those who have given so much to me. And I'd never met her before, but I appreciate it. She said, I want to send my tithe to you. Where my tithe is at? Look, thanks, Juan, for joining. Juan is on from Colombia. So we got y'all from all over the world. And that's such a blessing because I've had the chance to work in most all of these countries. Now, I haven't been to Saudi Arabia, but I have been to the Middle East. I've worked in Colombia, actually in Colombia. And I love South America. I had the opportunity to have some wonderful connections there, did some keynotes and some training. So it's wonderful to see all of you here. Hi, Cynthia. It's good to see you, my friend. Love the book. She's got it. And I know she has been a wonderful friend. And yes, she's been one of my greatest supporters. And I so appreciate her. So look, the other thing too, I was telling you is throughout this year, I've had the opportunity to travel and I've just been hearing so many great testimonials from others who had the opportunity to read the book. And during this pandemic, when I was writing it, I was actually living through some of the same strategies and tips and some of those gems that I was putting in the book. Is like, okay, here we go again, right? That uncertainty, that complexity, those changes, that whole thing of control, right? Everybody wants to control. I want to control this. Couldn't control the pandemic. So you had to go with the flow and you had to get out of your own way. And I had to do that over the years of all of these shifts that I've had to make in my life. Look, a lot of us have gone through shifts. My book hits on shifts in your relationships, whether you've gotten, had to go through a divorce or had to go through a separation, or you've had friends that you've had to let go of, or you've had people who have betrayed you, or I've been through career setbacks. I've been through near-death experiences. I have been through financial disruption, bankruptcy. I've been through those shifts and times in my life where I just questioned my own sense of self-worth, my own security, and feeling levels of insecurity, and yes, wanting to control everything, and realizing that I had to let some things go. I had to let some people go, and I had to let some of my own bad habits and my own thinking, I had to let it go. And that's what the book is about, because until you release those limits, those self-imposed limitations, and those what if questions, you will never be able to realize your dreams. So you got to release first, and then you got to realize your dreams. So look, here's what's been happening over the year. I'm so excited. So I wrote the book in 2020, but it released in 2021. And I'm so excited to be celebrating this 1 year anniversary. But look, when the book came out, it was on Amazon, and it's done really, really well on Amazon as well. And then it picked up on a number of book companies. So it's in Target, it's in Walmart, it's at Hudson Booksellers. Hudson has, it was in 95 airports around the country, which was amazing. I had so many people that were just taking pictures and while they were buying the book, and then they would send me a shot of it or post it on social media, and I appreciated that. It was in Barnes & Noble, so I went to a number of Barnes & Nobles. Every time I was somewhere in a city, I would find the Barnes & Nobles, and I go in and I would autograph all the books. When I was in an airport, and y'all know I travel a lot, I would go find a Hudson bookseller, find my book, and sign the book. And it was just an amazing opportunity, and it was so funny. Some people would buy the book when they saw the author in there, and I was in there signing them. So that was really amazing. So being able to do things like that and be able to now turn it into a keynote. So we've been keynoting on strategies for getting beyond your what ifs. So let me hear from some of you who then had the book. What were some of your what ifs that the book was able to address for you? And someone says, yes, you got to unlearn some of those bad habits and beliefs. Unlearn them, and you got to release them. But see, in order to do that, you first got to confront them. And that's so important. I had to confront some of my long-term, long-standing what-if questions that caused me to really just second guess myself and really get in my own way. One of my mentors, and y'all all know if you read the book, that Les Brown did the foreword in the book. And he actually was one that really helped me to get out of my head so that I could step into my greatness. He used to always say, Shirley, you got to get out of your own way, because you are stepping into your own barriers and putting up all of these walls that doesn't allow you to excel. So we have to continue to make sure we are getting out of our own heads and not being our biggest critics. You got to become your biggest cheerleader, your biggest advocate. So I want you to think about some of those. The other thing that I had the opportunity to do this year, which I'm so thrilled, is I got a call one day from Oprah, her office, and they wanted me to write a story about my why. So I got the opportunity to have this book featured on the front page of Oprah Daily. And it was a whole page. They said, look, their story is so compelling. We're not going to limit it to just 500 words or 700 words. They ended up giving me almost 1,400 words. So that was an amazing opportunity, is to be able to have my story featured. And it was, the story was really about my why, right? And how my why collided with my other why. So for some of you who don't know, my why is my daughter, right? And the fact that I had her when I was in the middle of going through a divorce. Yes, I was married, and things were not working out well, but I, decided this wasn't going to work out. And when I decided that, made that decision, also found out I was pregnant. So anyway, I just decided that I was not going to stay in a relationship, that I was going to continue to move forward, because, a baby was not going to change that. So I'm glad that I did that, because she became the reason why I had to change my thinking. It's like, I don't want her to see me, living like this or thinking like this. And I don't want her to be the brunt or to receive a lot of the residue of my bad choices. And so she's 28 now, right? She's 28, but 28 years ago, she became my why. And look, not only I had a why, but she became my most significant, my loudest, proudest why, and my greatest accomplishment. And so I had to make a decision that I wanted to do better and be better, because I wanted her to be proud of me. I didn't want her to grow up and adapt some of my bad behaviors or my bad thinking. So I had to do some shifting, y'all. And you got to have a reason why. What is your why? And that story was actually featured in Oprah Daily. And I'm so thrilled for that, and have the opportunity to now have my story told in a lot of other publications. I've been on 20 different news media interviews, everything from ABC, NBC, been on Fox, been featured in Harvard Business Review. So all of these things, I'm getting to tell my story. And guess what? I'm also an author on LinkedIn Learning. And I've done 5 courses already, but I get to share my stories even on LinkedIn Learning. And I'm writing now 2 more courses, which I'm excited about. They'll come out next year. So anyway, got the book done and got a chance to really visit a lot of book clubs. So for those of you who had my book featured as a part of your book club, I was absolutely honored to come to your book clubs virtually and do just a quick Ask the Author. So it was wonderful to be able to meet so many people whose stories were my stories. And they were like, you told my story. And I'm like, look, because you got to tell your story too. Look, you got your own story to tell. Put your story in a book, put it on a podcast, put it out there in an article on a blog or somewhere, but you got to tell your story. Someone says too, my kids are my why. I can relate more than you know. Dr. Davis brings tears to my eyes. Yes, yes, yes. I found you on LinkedIn and I'm a Raven fan. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And look, some of the other things that happen. I don't know if you all know this, but along with the book, I also created a number of other things. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to throughout. So you got to stay to the end if you can. I'm going to stay on time. We're just going to do it for an hour. But I want to give you a couple of giveaways, right? So all of you here, hopefully you have my book. Is there anybody here willing to admit that you don't have my book? Because I am going today to be giving out a couple of the book itself or the audio book. I really want you to hear the audio. So I'll give you a chapter of my audio, just a chapter, but I'm going to encourage you to go to Amazon and buy the book itself. But it is also on audio as well. And if you're calling in internationally, I don't think Amazon necessarily ships internationally, but if they don't, you can download the audio book, and I recorded it personally. So I want you to get a copy of it, because it's one thing to read it. It's another thing to hear it. Faith cometh by hearing, right? So you got to hear the person and hear my emotions and my passion. Yes, I recorded it like this, with the excitement, with the passion and the energy and the gratefulness of my story as well. I believe all of us have a story. And I believe all of us go through things, not only for us to learn and grow and become better, but we go through things so that we can grow through things. We go through things so that we can go to the next level. All of us should be growing and becoming better because we go through situations and we learn them. Look, I admit, I wasn't always a good student, right? There were some tests that I took that I did not pass. So I had to go through that test again and go through that test again. How many of y'all had to repeat some tests in life? You know, when you don't pass the test, you got to take the class over. So I've had to take over a couple of classes. But can I tell you that when you have studied and studied and studied and taken the test over and over and over again, same test, you know all the answers then. So for me, once I actually took enough of those tests, then I was able to know the answers. And now when tests come, I look at tests differently. See, there's so many opportunities that come to us brilliantly disguised as tests and challenges and obstacles, but they're really opportunities for us to become better, opportunities for us to be a better version and a larger version and get a larger vision of who we can be, because all of us have greatness on the inside of us, but it is up to you to tap into that. I want to encourage you, do not sit on your gift. Do not sit on your greatness. I want you to know that there is such a superpower on the inside of you. What is your superpower? Because all of us have it. Someone says, I don't have the book, but I'm ordering it right now on Amazon. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Someone says, I don't have the book yet either. Get the book, and look, the audio, you'll love it, because I'll be talking to you every day that you're out going to the grocery store or going to pick up your kids or going to work or whatever. Let the book be a blessing to you. Oh, good to see my friend Wanda. Wanda and I have been friends for almost 15 years. Love you, love you, love you, my dear. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, Simon is calling in from India. Awesome, awesome to see you as well. I'm trying to follow some of you all that are here. So look, let me do something. That first thing I want to do is let you know that I not only did a keynote and all of these podcasts and things, but I also had a song written for the book. And guess what I had the opportunity to do? So I was keynoting. Y'all know we still been in this kind of hybrid virtual environment. I had the opportunity to then get back on the road this year and a little bit last year, but I'm not doing as much. Y'all know I used to do, gosh, I'd be on the road 80 to 90% of the time, always gone. The pandemic taught me to get somewhere and sit my tail down and enjoy life, smell the roses, and get a chance to really just be with myself and enjoy that. So I did. And I moved closer to the beach and I'm loving it. But I'm also more selective about the places that I'm going to go and how much I'm going to travel, because it was a wear and a tear on my body. And can I tell y'all, let me tell you something, for those of you who do travel and do a lot, and you always going and going and going and going. If you don't slow down and if you don't get the opportunity to truly just be with you, you'll be out there doing a whole bunch of accomplishing and not get a chance to enjoy the accomplishments. right? So I'm doing that now. I am enjoying my life and enjoying the peace and the tranquility of being at home. It's okay. Look, I love me some me. I love hanging out with me. I'm fun. I'm a lot of fun. I'm fun with my darn self. What about you? So we got to do the same thing as well. Hey, Sean, good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, thanks, Tina. She said she's buying the book for her daughters. And that's such a great point, because I want you to recognize that this book is not just only for you. So don't be selfish. Don't be greedy. Don't hoard it. Read it and pass it on, because it is worth so many people hearing it. My daughter read it, and it's something for her at the younger generation. She's a millennial, that there's some mistakes that I hope she will learn from and not make, because I was able to share. That's what we got to do as parents. That's what we got to do as mentors. That's what we have to do as we show up every day, is that we have to be willing to share with others what we learned, what we've been through, so that they can see, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one. Oh my gosh, they made it. Oh, that's what you did? Okay, I'm going to try the same thing. And yes, you got to be committed to the process, but all of us go through things, and you go through things that are not just for you, but they're for me. You got to tell me how to get over. How do I get past this? How do I excel? That's how I was able to do it as well. So anyway, I didn't forget. I said I'm not traveling as much as I used to, but when I have gone out and been doing some keynotes around living beyond what if, strategies for getting beyond your what if, I have had the opportunity to do it live and in person. And because I had the song, one time I took my daughter with me, and she's going to be traveling with me a lot more now. My daughter got an opportunity to go with me to one of the live conferences in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I want you to hear the song. It's about 2 or 3 minutes. Indulge me. She's a phenomenal, phenomenal singer. But I also just want to give her just a shout out on how much she has made my life so enriching. And I better because of her. She really pushed me. She gave me an incentive and a motive to want to be my very, very best. And today I'm so grateful that at 28 years old, she can look at me as her shero. She can look at me and see an example of what success can be. But she also knows I didn't always come from that. She knows that I had to put in the work, that I had to be committed. I had to be courageous. I had to take some risks, right? And it wasn't always easy. And I've had some crying nights. I've had some teary days, right? And I've had those late in the midnight hours where I felt like giving up. But she knows now that I stayed in it, and she has a lot to do with that. But she's a phenomenal singer. A phenomenal, phenomenal singer, and an amazing talent. So I want you to hear the song that I actually had written specifically, and I had it written by an amazing producer who also was on season 5 of The Voice and a finalist. And but she sang the song for me at a conference. So I'm going to have that song play for you right now. So I want you to take a listen to it. And I want you to be encouraged, because the words of this song brings the book to life. So, okay, let's go ahead. Let's tee the song up and let's play the song. Is Gabrielle Victoria. Please give her a round of applause as she comes up as live and in person.
Can I get everybody on your feet? Yes, yes.
I'm gonna live a life.
I put that on everything.
Nothing can stop my shine.
I'm gonna live my dreams. Come on. So that I could make a shift. And I'm grateful that I'm living beyond what if. Y'all like that one? All right. Live. That's what I said I'd always do with my life. But this is not what I imagined life would be like. Cause I started thinking my way. Fear tried to take over me. Almost lost my faith. Problems had control of me. But still, I'm determined not to let time pass by. So I made up my mind.
I'm gonna live my life.
I put that on everything.
Nothing can stop my shine.
I'm gonna live my dreams, so that I could make a shift. And I'm grateful that I'm living beyond what if. Shift. I made a pivot and released those limits. And now it's clear. I have a new reality. I'm winning. Oh, you see, I had to look within, build new habits so I could grow. I started making new friends. It's not just what, but who you know. This is is exactly the life I desire to live. Oh, no. Hey, I put that on everything, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna live my dreams. Oh, I could make a shift, and I'm grateful that but what if I fail? I've been down this road before. Will I prevail when there are so many unknowns? No, 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 no. What if I'm not good enough? I'm not smart enough. I'm not wise enough. Well, I'll just get up and try it again. What if I'm not qualified? What if I don't have the time? Will I survive? I'm gonna live my dreams. Hey, I'm gonna live my dreams. I got to refocus so that I can make a shift. And I'm grateful that I'm living beyond what if. Y'all can sing it now. I put that on everything. No, 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 no. I'm gonna live my dreams so that I can make a shift. And I'm grateful that I'm living beyond what if. Hey, so grateful that I'm grateful, cause I'm had to jump and grow my wings on the way down. And every trial and every failure I'm walking in freedom, I'm walking in purpose, I'm still dreaming, I'm still serving now. I've been fighting my pain in spite of the heartache, to be living, to be beyond what if. No, no, no.
Okay. Can we get a round of applause for my baby?
Thank you so much. And you
How amazing. Can y'all celebrate my baby with me? Yeah, she's 28 years old, but yes, she is amazing. And I'm so grateful for her being not only my apple, my eye, my mini me, but she is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm so grateful that she was willing to perform that song. She did not want to do it, y'all. But don't you see that she should have? That's exactly what we got to do. We got to celebrate the gifts in others, and especially in our children. So thank y'all for indulging me. Look, the song is available on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, everywhere you can download it. Download the song. It's amazing. I know y'all probably say, well, I want to get the one where she's singing. But no, you can get the one that was being sung by the finalist of The Voice. His name is Renard Edwards. And so he did an amazing job, but she's learned the song as well. So thank y'all for the love. Thank you for the love. They're loving the song, and I have too. So when I get the opportunity and go and speak and keynote, as you saw the audience, right? 600 people in that audience in Salt Lake City, Utah, right? Most of them didn't look like me, but they love the song. And that's the reality, is this topic, this book, this song, the words are encouraging, they're inspiring, they're designed to be empowering. It should lift you up. It's something that now it's on my ringtone on my phone. Whenever I am, driving in the car and I just want that pick me up and get me ready and I got to go to a speech, guess what I listen to? That's the song that I put on, and it gets me in the right mindset. But then again, y'all know it don't take me much to get all excited, right? So thank you all for being here and for listening to her. So I love. If there's some of you who has read the book, give me one or two things that was your takeaway that really meant something to you in the book. What was something that came out to you? One of the things is I'm seeing, as I know many of you are in the chat box, thank you so much. But write down one or two things for you that was meaningful in the book as you read it. I've got a couple of testimonials that I want to share from some people whose lives were really impacted just from hearing me speak about it and how they resonate. I've had so many people come up to me just in tears and just saying, that you just touched me and I needed that. And I didn't know that I was going to get this today when I came, looking, I came expecting, but I didn't know I was going to get this. And you hit a part of me in my heart that was exactly what they need. Yes. Someone says, you took her out. You took her out their stadium. Yes. Thank you. Love it. Look, let me share with you some things for me as you're writing in there, some of the testimonials. for me in my own, sometimes when you go back and read your own stuff, it's important that you go back. But I have actually been really blessed to just go back and read my story. And when you can read your own story and just be excited and be empowered and encouraged by your own story, it's amazing. But for me, what I had to learn was that this life that we live, that it's so fragile, right? Look at what's happening right now in Florida, right? I'm in Florida, but I'm grateful, so grateful that we were able to avoid the eye of that storm, but only at the expense of so many people whose homes have been flattened and devastated and whose lives have been taken. So I am grateful that I'm here, but I also recognize that there's so many people that at the same time that we're experiencing greatness and we're experiencing, excitement, and we're passionate about what we're doing, there's always somebody else that's struggling, that's challenged, that's hurting. And we always have to be mindful of that. So be willing to give of your time. Be willing to just say hello to people. Be willing to stop and just give people an encouraging word, because you never know who's going through something, right? So we always have to do that. Yes, Lisa said, stay the course. I love that. Someone says, I just bought the audio. Since I was there, I figured I'd purchase another one. Thank you. But as you purchase them, please be willing to give these as gifts. Look, the holidays are coming up. For those of you who celebrate the end of the year with Christmas and any of the other holidays, these are wonderful, wonderful gifts to give to people. Because look, it's one thing to give them something to go shop with and to go buy something, get their hair done, get a massage, and get them a new pair of shoes. But that's not what's going to make them better, right? They'll feel good for a moment. But this book is nuggets for life that will be life-changing. So it's a wonderful, wonderful gift that we can provide for them. So I want to hear from a couple of you too. Lisa, thank you, Lisa. She was actually one that was featured in the book. And Lisa's on here, Lisa Aceta, and I'm so grateful. She was one of the ones that I featured her story because she is a 3-time cancer survivor. And she is, I love just the fact that she is continuing to keep her attitude strong. She keeps her mindset strong. And in the book, I talk about her story that the best way out is always through. And I talk about the fact that every time she's gotten that cancer diagnosis, that she did not let that be the death knell, that was not the death sentence for her, that today she is fully cancer-free. She's gone through all of the process, all the treatments, and she is continuing to thrive and run her own business. She's a virtual assistant, and she does just a number of things in organizing your home and organizing your offices and that kind of thing. But I'm thrilled about her story being shared, and I shared 6 other stories of different people, not just mine, but sharing other stories because there's somebody out there who got a diagnosis. Maybe it wasn't cancer, but maybe it was some other things, right? That could be debilitating, that could be life-changing, and that could also be, life-ending. And those are the kinds of things that we have to be willing to share with other people. Don't keep your stories to yourself, but go through the process, get the success, and then be willing to share that with other people. Okay, let's hear a couple of other testimonies. Someone says too, oh yeah, this is a gift of an investment in themselves. Yes. All right, so let's hear a testimonial that we have from some of these that were live and in person who had just heard me speak, and how this book has been a real blessing to them. Let's play some of those.
Media Past District Director from District 66 in Virginia. I just want to say I absolutely love the seminar by Shirley Davis. Her book, What If, was immediately on my list to get. She spoke my language. I have a degree in social work and then nursing and then nurse anesthesia. This is something that I just love. I was drooling, salivating at every word she said. I highly recommend you listen to her, go to her website, look at her books. I can't wait to read them. I'm sure I will start this evening, but absolutely wonderful seminar.
That was great.
Thank you. That was a wonderful one. And we got one more.
Attendee for the Toastmasters District 48 conference, and I just enjoyed a wonderful speech by Dr. Shirley Davis. She really inspired me when she touched about the whole negotiating and how women, we don't negotiate when we get an offer or presented with a position. And a lot of jewels of information that she shared, information that really resonated with me, that brought me to buy her book. especially for diversity and inclusion. And I'm really, really excited, and I hope that many of you get the opportunity to hear her speak, because I definitely am going to link in with her, stay in touch with her, and get more of her training. So I feel as a woman of color, now in a leadership position, I can learn a lot from her. That's going to help me with my career and personally. So thank you, Dr. Davis.
Great. Thank you for sharing some of those, because people want to hear you share your stories because they see themselves in it, right? I share data, I share statistics, and I share a lot of relevant research and all of those, but we got to share our stories because that's what's key and critical. Look, let me give away something, right? One of the things I want to give away, and I told you I want to give these out throughout the session today. The first thing I want to give away, let's bring it up on the screen. We've been, I've created a number of things. One of them is, now I'm so pleased to announce that I have created a reflection journal to go along with Living Beyond What If, the book. And it actually is a series of questions and tips and lets you do the work. See, the book will allow you to learn. The book will take you through the journey. It'll take you through the stories, and you'll get a lot of great nuggets. But the reflection journal is where you actually get a chance to write things down. I ask you lots of questions. So I want to give away the first book, which is the reflection journal. Nobody has it. It's not available yet, but actually it's coming out next week. So you'll see it on the website right now. It's on my website, and you'll be able to, you can go ahead and pre-order those. But it's about, I think it's like 60 pages, but it walks you through, just like it's a daily devotional. So every day you can pick it up and it'll ask you questions. It'll help you think through some things. It'll allow you to do some assessing, some exercises on your own. It'll help you walk through, how do you create an exit strategy? How do you build your life plan? How do you understand what are some of your main reasons for procrastinating? It'll help you identify what is your why, what's your purpose. And look, that's so important and key and critical, because 90% of people that I talk to, when I ask them, how many of you know your why? How many of you are living your best life? Less than 10% of the hands go up. So guess what? In the book, when I did this book, the first thing I did was I wrote a foreword and sort of a dedication. And I said, this book is dedicated to the 90% of those who said that they are not living their best life, the 90% of those who feel like they're stuck and they're not fulfilled, the 90% of those who don't understand their why and they're not living their purpose. And so they're just going through life, just kind of existing, right? Making somebody else's dream come true. And you've heard me say it, and I put it in the book, but you hear it in my speeches. Don't die at age 30 and wait to get buried until age 85. You got to live every single day with fullness, with meaning, with significance, because there's greatness on the inside of you. So that would be the worst thing that you can do, is to not discover that so that you can give it. So yes, the reflection journal is now available, and I want to give it to someone. And look, I need y'all to be on the honor system. Who today is celebrating a birthday? All right, I want you to tell me, is it your birthday? Don't let me ask for your driver's license and make sure, but who today is celebrating? Anybody here today? Let's say either today or this week. This was your birthday week. How many of you are celebrating a birthday? I want to make sure that you have a copy of this reflection journal, and I'm going to send this one to you via PDF, right? And if you want to order the physical one, you can do so on my store. But I want to give you at least a sneak preview. You can have this today if anybody is celebrating a birthday this week. Anybody? All right. I don't see anyone that has said that they have a birthday. Okay. I tell you what, who then is joining me today? And I saw a couple of you. Who's joining me the furthest away from where I'm at today? I'm in Tampa Bay. Who is joining me from the furthest? I think I saw Colombia. I think India is even further. And I think it might even be Saudi Arabia. But come back on, come back on, come back on. All right, let me see. Somebody tell me where you call it. I saw Colombia, India. I saw South America, that was Colombia, and some others. Who's joining me from the furthest from Tampa Bay, Florida? So when I know that, I'll give you, make sure you get a copy of it as well. So we want to give that away. Todd says, I was on the 16th. Well, Todd, happy birthday to you. We're glad you're here. But that wasn't your birthday week. It wasn't your birthday week. Someone says, I'm in Virginia. Hey, John, that's good to see you, cuz. Good to see you, cuz. My cousin is on here too. Look, I love it when you can get your cousin, your mama, your daddy, your brothers, your sisters. Everybody wants to join you and be a part of the conversation. I appreciate that. Thank y'all. Who else is joining? I know I saw a couple of you from different parts of the world. So if you'll put that in here, I will make sure that you get a copy of the new reflection journal. Thanks, Veronica, for joining us from Maryland. That's awesome. We got some others too. I saw San Diego, and I saw Atlanta and some of the others. All right. So next thing I want to do too. Oh, I see Michigan is represented as well. The other thing I've had the opportunity to do with the book is continue to refer back to some of my favorite quotes. And not only that, but what I did was I then took the quotes and I turned them into what I call shadow boxes and inspirational quotes on the box. What does that mean? So I'm going to ask you, team, if you will bring up some of the examples. So throughout the book, I have a couple of shadow boxes, and you can see here in my office, I actually just put these throughout them. I've got them sitting on my bookshelves. I've got them on my desk, on my office. I've got them around on like different curio cabinets. So I want you to see that these are some of my favorite quotes. You got to get out of your head and step into your greatness. That's one. Let's show a couple of others. Yeah, relationships, as you heard me say, relationships are the new currency. That's another one. Fear is a learned response. How many of you know that we only are born with two fears? Well, you'll know it if you read the book. We are only born with two fears. One is the fear of falling, and the other one is a fear of a loud sound. All the other fears are learned. So if you learned something that you are afraid of, why are you afraid of it? So that was some of the things I had to do. And I wrote a whole chapter in the book called Confronting Your Fears. You got to confront your fears. And guess what? What I found out was that when you write those fears down and you start to identify what those fears can do, and if they happen, what will you do? What's going to be your response? What's your strategy? When I did that, I took the fear out of fear, right? So I had to unlearn that, right? So you can now unlearn and relearn a different response. And guess what? 85 to 90% of the things that you worry about or the things that you fear never happen. So again, get out of your head, because you're making these fears be bigger than they are, and you're giving them too much power. So these shadow boxes are reminders. They're your affirmations. Walk around the house. I got one in my car. I got one, like I said, in my office. I've got them in my bedrooms, on my nightstands, just all around the house. And you know what? What it does is it allows you and your guests, your family members, your friends to keep a positive mindset, right? Those affirmations. I know back in the day, we used to do those Post-it notes and we put them all over our mirror. Well, do that too, but get you some shadow boxes. Here's another one. You can't conquer what you don't confront. There's a couple more. What? Relationships are the new currency. That one we talked about. Jump and grow your wings on the way down. I had a couple of those as well. And then I've also got another one called Your Dreams Are Bigger Than Your Fears. So if you conquer your fears, then you can now get the fears out the way so you can get your dreams in front of you, right? That's so important. We got another one, and I believe this is another chapter I wrote in the chapter on fear, is that failure is an option. We've been taught most all of our lives and socialized that failure is not an option. Now, I get that in some contexts. It's okay when we say failure is not an option. Look, I don't want failure to be an option when I'm doing some kind of a bungee jump. Look, this thing better not fail. I don't want no failure whenever I'm on a ride at Disney, right? Some things we don't want to have a failure. But when we're talking about life and decisions, and when we talk about some of the tests and things that we go through, failure is an option, because we'll have the opportunity then to learn from them, right? The most successful people in life will tell you that they became successful from what not to do, right? Good. Someone says the only thing worse than failing is not trying. Absolutely. And then the other thing that's worse than failing is not getting back up when you do, right? All of us fall. And one of the things Les Brown taught me, and a lot of my coaching over the years with him, is that life will knock you down. But if you can look up, you can get up. And that is about a mindset. That's about a commitment to yourself to get up. So that's so important, that you got to make sure that you conquer what you fear. So you have all of these options. Here's another one, that only you can achieve the purpose for which you were created. Only you. Only you. So it's so important. All of these are ones that are available on our website. I have them. We put them in a lot of our client gift bags and giveaways. but they are now available for you on our website as well. So the link is in here on drshirleydavis.com. Go to my store and you'll see some of that merchandise there. The other thing I'm really excited about to share with you, not only do we have the reflection workbook and journal, but we also have these shadow boxes. We've got the song that you can purchase, the song, download that. But then let's also share with them too. I'm excited about, look, we got the audio book that's out there as well. So that's available. And then too, like I said, I recorded that myself. And the other one I wanted to share is the t-shirts, right? So look, you got to walk around and you got to be boss, right? You got to be boss. You got to not only believe this thing, but walk around and be a walking encouragement to other people. So I've got some of these are not only on shadow boxes, but they are also on t-shirts, and we've got them in multiple colors. They're in burgundy, they're in gray, black, and they're beautiful shirts. They're like that dry fit with their long sleeve and short sleeve, but you can get all of these and just wear them around, right? Get the color that you love and then pre-order these, and then we'll be able to get those out in a few weeks as well too. But all of these important quotes to live by, these are life quotes to live by, that you can have these and walking around as well. So thank you, team. Look, my team is amazing and I'm just so great. Someone said, oh, wait a minute, I need that one too. Look, it's gift giving time. Give out some gifts to people. Look, here's something else. So I want to go through a couple of more of the quotes that for me have been just so important because I've needed them even as, as I wrote the book over the last year and it's been out. I've still had trials and struggles and tests and all of those things, but I've had to live by all of these and some more. So here's a couple of other great quotables, what I call notable quotables. It's in the book. It's a whole chapter specifically called Notable Quotables to Live By. And one of them says too, I love this one in addition to the others, is we are the sum total of our thoughts, our beliefs, and our confessions. So you have today what you've been confessing and believing yesterday and the years before. So you may have to change some of your stinking thinking, right? You got to shift your mindset. Another one, opportunities never look like opportunities. They come brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges awaiting a solution. Can I tell you that when we go through things that we also have to recognize that we are the prescription to somebody's pain. We are the solution to somebody's problem. So you got to always be thinking about the fact that I am going out today and I may be a blessing to somebody. Somebody else is hurting worse than I am. And always recognize that you are not alone and yours is not as bad as somebody else's could be. Someone says you should offer on your website an investment bundle gift. That's coming. It's coming, Tina. Thank you, Tina. Yes. We will be doing a bundle as well. As a matter of fact, what we have is what we call a Me Care package. A Me Care package is one that you can order where you can then have all of those together. And then we've got a candle that goes in there. We got a little writing journal that goes in there. And then I've got a couple of other, I got some socks in there as well. So that's a Me Care package. And that's a bundle that you can have in there and put the t-shirt in there as well as one of the shadow boxes. So thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. Eric says, hey, did you make it a if no one's following you, you're not leading, you're just taking a walk? Yes. So what Eric is talking about, one of my other quotes too, is when you talk about leadership, right? And you talk about leading the way and leading the path for other people and being an example and walking the talk, it's so key and critical. But just because you think you're a leader, just because you got the title doesn't make you a leader. Right? If I said, look, if nobody is following you, you just taking a walk. That don't make you a leader. So leaders are ones that engender followers, right? I'm thrilled to have so many followers because they see me leading, and I lead with energy, with passion, with empathy. I lead with love. I lead with gratefulness, right? Those are the things that people are wanting, and it's so key and critical. One of my other notable quotables from the book is, again, your dream must be bigger than your fear, which I hit on one of those as well too. Look, it's one thing to be alive, but it's another thing to be living. And then one of my last ones, I got like 30 of them in here. I love this. One is, procrastination will never allow you to live the life you've always dreamed of. It's an epidemic that can be cured and corrected only if the underlying root causes are discovered and conquered. All right, I'm going to end it with that, right? That's a really good one as well. So again, I want you to think about, again, how can you continue to integrate a lot of what I'm sharing with you and your stories and your greatness. How do you integrate that into your everyday life and be a blessing to other people? All right, so look, a couple more things. I want to give away some more. All right, so let's see. I haven't given away anything yet because someone said that no one's come up and said where they're from. All right, so I'll tell you what, someone who is able to tell me if you took a major jump as a result. So you read the book and you took a major jump this past year and grew your wings on the way down. If someone is here and say, yes, that was me. I took a major jump because of what you said, and whether it was a speech I heard you do or whether it was the book that when I was reading it, it just jumped out to me. I want to give you, let's give away a audio book. Okay, so I've already got up there the reflection journal. Let's give away an audiobook. Who would say, yes, Dr. Davis, as a result of your book or listening to one of your speeches on Living Beyond What If? Look, I got some of this stuff on YouTube as well. So get the audiobook, but I'm going to give away today a chapter from the audiobook. And I'll let you choose which chapter you want, which one you want to work on first. But who would say, yes, I took a jump over the last year? Whether it was a jump into your own business and left your full-time job, or whether it was a jump from moving from one place to another place, which was a major transition, or whether it was a jump from a relationship that was toxic and unhealthy, or whether it was a jump to just shift your mindset and really do the work on understanding your why. Who would say, yes, 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 that's me? Because I'm going to get your information and we will send you a copy of the audio book. All right. And then still, I want to hear from some of you. What are some of you now struggling with? Let's hear that in the last few minutes. Is what are you still struggling with? What is your outstanding what if? Because in the book, for some of you who haven't read it, on page 58, on page 58 and 59, I specifically captured some of the most common what if questions. The most common what if questions. So what's your common what if? What is everybody dealing with right now? Because if one of your what ifs is, what if I'm not good enough? Because I felt like that for a long time. What if I'm not good enough? And so I have in this chapter, it's not only what if questions, but then I actually created disempowering, with those disempowering questions, I created empowering responses. So maybe your what if is, what if I'm not good enough? Then my empowering response to you is, I am unique and special. There is greatness inside of me, and I have something of value to offer. I will give it my best and continue to grow. If someone doesn't think I'm good enough, it's only their opinion. Most important, it's about how I feel about me. I am enough. You are. You are. What about anybody else? What is your what if? What if I fail, right? That's one of the most common ones. Look, I know a lot of times when we ask people, what is your biggest fear? A lot of people say my fear is speaking, but really what they're fearing is they don't feel like they're good enough, or they may feel that they're going to fail. That's really what it is. So if that is your disempowering what if question, then it is the empowering response is failure is a part of life. But failure is not final. It's not the end of the world. I will keep trying and I will learn from the experiences and I'll become better and do it better the next time. So look, I've got them all in here. Someone else says, my what if I succeed? Then what? Well, I got you covered because I asked the same question, right? What if I succeed? Well, the empowering response to that is, I learned from the things that have worked and from the things that didn't work. I'll celebrate my successes and continue to work hard. If I succeed once, I'll succeed again, right? So just keep moving forward, keep going forward. Look, I am so thrilled and honored to be here, a part of you, and I appreciate all of you for just the support. Thank you so much for the fellowship. Thank you for staying connected with me online. Thank you for purchasing the books and being inspired and encouraged. But look, I ask of you this. Don't be the hoarder of this great information, of this life-changing, transformational resource. Please, please, please pass it on to others. And look, if you're needing any encouragement, this is the place for you to be. This book and my videos, that's who I am. I'm not one that's gloom and doom. That's not who I am. I'm living in my happy place. And the cover of the book is actually shot right here in the Tampa Bay area, right here at my favorite beach. And it is absolutely reflective of who I am and what I do, and it's reflective of how I live every day. I wake up every day grateful. I wake up every day excited and passionate. My team will tell you, I wake up because I am clear about my why. I'm clear about my purpose. I'm clear about my path that I'm on. I'm excited about my destiny and my future. And even when things go wrong, I don't go with them. Right? Because life will take you that way. And I think it's important for all of us to recognize that greatness that's on the inside of us. And I want to leave you with these closing words. And then I'm going to do one final giveaway because I haven't given away stuff. I want to give away some stuff. Right? Someone else says knowing how to launch my dream. Yes, yes, yes. Right? That's so important. How do I launch my dream? I got a whole chapter in there on how do I, one, get out of my own head. Two, how do I make sure I leverage relationships? And then there's another great one, Tina, in here in the chapter where I specifically talk about how do you build your exit strategy? Because for every necessary ending, there is a new beginning. And it's just about planning. It's about laying it out. It's about doing your due diligence, doing your homework, getting it out of your head into some paper so that it becomes real life, right? You got to write the vision down. You got to make it plain. And you got to be able to take the time that you need to, one, get out of your head, because I had to do a lot of faith building because I had a lot of fear that had built up, right? Did you hear me? I had to build up my faith to jump out, to take a risk, but take a risk on yourself because you are worth the investment. So I want you all to recognize how important you are, how important your stories are, and how important it is for you every day to wake up and to feel like you are living your best life. And look, it gets better and better. I'm not saying I'm there, but look, you got to step back sometimes so that you can leap further. Step back sometimes so that you can leap further. You do have to, again, allow your dreams to be bigger than your fears. But more importantly, you have got to release the limits in your life so that you can begin to live your dreams and live your happy place. I'm physically in my happy place. I'm emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, and mentally in my happy place. And because I am there, I am more available to people. I am more impactful to people. And look, at the end of the day, my life's journey, my why is that I want to help everyone else get a larger vision for themselves. I want to help everybody else step into their greatness, identify their superpower, because there's a gift and there's talents that are on the inside of you, and there's treasures that you have that we need. And I always want to make sure that I leave every person, that I leave every client, every organization, every place that I go, I want to leave them better because I was there. I want to thank all of you again for being here today. I want you to stay connected with me. And yes, I want you to go to visit my store. I want you to visit Amazon. But I also want to give away. Here's what I'm going to give away now. I want to give away 2 free coaching sessions. 2 free coaching sessions. I want to give away, the first one is to someone. And I heard someone say, I want to start a business, right? So I want to give away a free coaching session, 2 of them. This is the grand prize. Is who has started or wants to start a new business this year or in this past year, have started a business or want to start a business within the next year. Who are you? Put yourself in the comment section. Reach out to me and I'll provide for you a free 30-minute coaching session and help walk you through some things to think about and how I did it. I'll give you some success strategies and some resources. Okay. So I want 2 of you in the chat box if you are doing that. And then the other one that I want to coach, I want to give a free coaching session to someone who needs to conquer a paralyzing fear and you just don't know how to get started. You have to conquer a paralyzing fear that has caused you to sabotage your own success. It's caused you to derail your destiny, and you're sitting and parked on the side of the road of life and you are stuck. I'm going to help you go from being stuck to unstoppable through this book and through this coaching session. I want to give you at least some nuggets to get started. Okay. Thank you again. It's 12:58 my time. If there are any thoughts or questions or parting remarks, put them in the chat box. But again, I'm going to have this recorded. I'm going to make it available on all of my social media so you can access this, share it with a friend, share it with your colleagues. And look, if you're looking for a great speaker, I am she. People need motivation. People need inspiration. There's so much going on, so much stress and so much depression, and people are just feeling a lot of the anxiety. Well, my goal is to help them to be, again, to feel better about who they are, but to also lighten their loads and their burdens through laughter, through humor, through stories, and through success strategies. Thank you again, everybody, for being here. Such a pleasure to be connected to you. I'm so glad that God allowed my path to cross your path. Thank you again for all that you do to continue to make life better for others.